Depression is a real and dangerous thing. Well, especially if you don't catch it early. So I want to talk about depression, because depression leads to a lot of physical, mental, and emotional things. Some things are worse than others, but in all reality, all things that come from depression, they're all bad. They're all pretty horrible. Um, and I specifically want to talk about depression leading to suicide. Um, and to be honest, I feel like I have not the right. I don't really know what word to say, but I feel like I have a voice on this topic. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. I feel like I have a voice on this topic because I have personally dealt with this, with suicide. And when I say I personally dealt with it, I'm not talking about just simple suicide thoughts, but I'm talking about I had multiple suicide attempts. Now, obviously, I'm still here. By the grace of God, I'm glad that I failed on my attempts, but nevertheless, like, those happened, and that is a part of my life, is a part of my past, and what brought me to what brought me to be who I am today. And I want to talk about that because I know a lot of other people go through it. A lot of other people, unfortunately, succeed. And there's not much I can do, but at least right now, obviously in the future, potentially maybe I can do more to help. But right now, I can just talk to you guys. So, in my personal experience, in my life, depression wasn't just something that happened, wasn't just in the moment. It wasn't something that just spontaneously appeared into my life. But this depression, what led me to that extreme degree of depression was the outcome of years of holding in anger, years of holding in frustration, pain, and resentment, and all of that stuff. And it led to that, the culmination of just all of that. I didn't have the most fortunate life. We'll just leave it at that. Things wasn't all that great for me. My whole life, and I'm talking about from birth. Whole life wasn't all that great, but I don't use that as an excuse for pity, sympathy. I still work hard, I still do what I need to do. But that's just the reality of my life. So to make a long story short, right, we're not going to go all too deep into it, but in 2021, I was a soldier in the United States Army. And at that point, I was 21, turning 22 that year. Or was I 22 already? I don't know. But I was 21, 22 in 2021, and I was at my limits, my absolute limits with dealing with life, right? And I was at the lowest point mentally, and depression was kicking in really freaking hard. And that's when in my heart, I truly felt alone. Not like, oh, I know I have some people, but I don't want to talk to them. No, I truly felt alone. Like I actually had nobody to turn to. And that's partly due to my family dynamic. The military, you kind of move around or whatever. I mean, it wasn't all that great. I had other personal things going on. I mean, maybe in the future I'll talk more in detail about all of that, but I had a lot going on. And that's when I decided, it's time to cancel my subscription with Life. I mean, if you know what I mean. I don't, you know what I mean. So, what's the point of me making this video? So, two things. One, the point of me making this video really is to share what to me used to be an embarrassing moment in my life. I know a lot of people tell me, well, not a lot of people, but the few people that know about it tell me, oh, it's not embarrassing, it happens, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but, me, I have my own ego, I have my own pride and stuff of that nature. And to think, the reason why nobody really knows, or at the time no one knew until, like, I got to the point where, like, I knew I needed help, so I did reach out to somebody, which was, I just kind of told my platoon sergeant, and he made me go get, anyways. So I decided, well, my bad, I'm getting the rambling on. But it's embarrassing to me because my pride and my ego, and I'm the guy that will always smile in everyone's face. I'm happy. It doesn't matter if I'm extremely depressed, doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter the situation. 9 times out of 10 I'm always smiling, always joke and laugh with people, make people laugh, and try to create a good environment, when in reality that's not truly how I feel, and that's what, and I don't know, just going through the suicide was just an embarrassing thing for me. That's why I never told anybody. That's why I don't really tell anybody. But I just, I finally mustered up the courage to talk about it. Not only to, like, get it off of my chest and get it off of my shoulders, right? It lighten the load here, but to reach out to the other people in the world that are going through it. Realistic, I know I'm not the only one, and I know so many other people feel like the same way I felt, and was in the same boat, or is in the same boat that I was in. And I'm just here to kind of try to help you guys out, right? Because obviously I made it through it, and like I said, by the grace of God, my attempts failed. But so one thing is, before I say anything further, I'm not gonna sit here and say it gets better, right? Because sometimes it doesn't. And I know when I was going through it, I hated when people tell me it gets better, because life wasn't getting better but kept getting worse. And it was the most frustrating thing to hear people tell me that. So I'm not going to tell you it gets better. And I'm not saying it will get worse, right? But I don't really, life is life. When we can't really, there's too much in life that you cannot control. The only thing you can control is yourself. And with that being said, you have to make the change. You yourself. If you're going through depression to an extreme degree that's leading to suicide, you have to change. For you, not for nobody else, for you. You have to make the change today. So I want to talk about some ways you can. I want to actually talk about what helped me. What helped me get out of that mindset and stuff like that. So first and foremost, what helped me the most was just my level of faith and understanding in God and stuff, and my faith. That really helped me out. But outside of faith, I needed something physical, right? Something to help me physically, not just faith. I don't know how to explain it. We're not going to dive too deep into that. I don't really know how to explain it, but, and for me, going to the gym was my outlet. And I personally think going to the gym is a good outlet for most, if not everybody. I believe that working out is a great thing to combat depression, because it gives you a goal, right? It gives you, when you go to the gym, you develop a goal, you make a goal, create a goal for yourself, so that way you can have something to work for and strive towards, and every day you can keep, working towards reaching a goal, something that will make you happy, right? Now, whether or not your goal is to get jacked or super strong, or just be healthier, like let's say you want to increase cardio, or you want to be able to run longer or faster, whatever it is, going to the gym. You don't even have to go to the gym. Even just going outside in like a field or to a park and just doing like physical activities, I 100% believe that doing such is really, really good to help combat depression, especially for suicide. And the reason The reason why I say that is because self-image, right? When I was going through depression and stuff like that, I was really skinny. I didn't want to eat. I would eat once a day, maybe. And that was the max. And it wouldn't be a full, solid 3-4 course meal. It would be like a bagel. Or, you know what I mean? Like a little, well, one of them little 99-cent, well, they're probably not 99 cents now, but microwave burritos. That's what I would eat. And I would just be depressed. I'll be by myself, you know what I mean? Go to work, come back. That's about it. Didn't do nothing else. And I was really losing weight. I was getting really skinny and stuff like that. And my self-image, when I would look in the mirror, cheeks sunken in, eyes all baggy, and you know what I mean? Body wasn't looking all that great. So my self-image was horrible. I believe my self-worth was trash just because of the way, or the fact that I wasn't maintaining a level of healthiness or appearance. And that's why I think exercising and working out and stuff like that is very, very important if you are going through depression or you're thinking about suicide, because what's going to happen is, and this is why I'm saying it, because I've done it and now I'm where I'm at. Because let's say you take the goal that I have, right, and developing a solid looking physique and building muscle. Well, obviously at the starting is the hardest part, right? You have to force yourself, you have to want it, you have to want to get out of the depression, right? You have to want it. Some people want to stay depressed, and that will lead to worse things. So you have to want to not be depressed. You have to want to change. And you do that. You go to the gym, you exercise. You don't just go to the gym, exercise, right? And then doing that, obviously, you're going to have to understand, all right, now my food intake, my calorie intake, my diet and things like that is going to have to increase if you're having an issue where you don't want to eat. But if you're having the issue where you eat too much, now you're like, okay, well, I know some people get depressed and overeat. Some people get depressed and undereat. I undereat when I'm stressed or depressed. But if you overeat, it's the same concept. Now you're more conscious of what you're eating because you're exercising, working out, and you made a goal. Okay, I want to lose such and such amount of weight. Or I want to gain such and such amount of weight. I want to build such and such amount of muscle. So now you're giving yourself a reason to not be depressed, a reason and a goal for something to look forward to. And let's say over time you do this, you put in the effort, maximum effort. Life is still cooking you, but you're dedicated to making a change for you. After some time, now you start seeing some of those, you're getting closer and closer to that goal, right? Your self-image is starting to increase because now you're getting closer to the goal that you set for yourself, right? You're liking your physical appearance a lot more. And we're only talking about physical appearance in the aspect of the gym. Mental and emotional stuff like that is very important too. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I will make a separate one talking about your mental state. I have something to say about that and emotional and stuff like that, but in this one we're just talking about physically. But so your value increases because now you see yourself better than what you were, and in that aspect of what your goals that you set for yourself, and now you're reaching those. So your value increases, and now you start to love yourself more because you like yourself more, if that makes sense. Like and love is different. And you need to get to the point where you love yourself enough to not want to take your own life. And that's what I had to do. Like I said, I felt truly in my heart that I had nobody. So I had to have myself. I had to love myself. You know what I mean? A lot of my life I did things by myself, and it was just me against the world. So you got to love yourself. Love yourself enough to not want to take your life. And I think that's probably the most important. That's why I say the gym or exercising is extremely, extremely important. You have to love yourself. And I do not mean love yourself the way you are. That's not what I'm saying. Love yourself enough to change for the better. And I'm talking about for you. Not for Susie, not for Jake, for you. You need to do it for you. So love yourself enough to make that change. And you have to. Because I know what it feels like mentally to be in that position of wanting to just be gone, be done. So I sympathize with anybody that is in that current state of mind, because it's a horrible place to be. And I do my best now to never get back to that spot again. And don't get me wrong, my life right now is not sunshine and rainbows. I still got a lot going on, a lot of stresses, a lot of things that could lead me back down there. But I'm not. I will not go back down there again, and I make sure that I set myself goals. So I want to talk about, some goals that I set for myself, right? So goals that I set for myself was to compete in a bodybuilding show or some form of bodybuilding, whatever it be, whatever. Get on stage and compete in 2025. So here in a couple months. It's November right now. But sometime in 2025, I want to compete, right? And so because that's my goal, now I know, okay, I need to go to the gym. I need to eat right. I need to make sure I'm getting my proteins, make sure I'm, what I'm saying? And I'm doing it naturally because, to be honest, I think it's kind of stupid to try to use fitness and exercising and taking care of yourself and loving yourself to combat depression and suicide, and then go ahead and take steroids on top of that, which messes up your psychological, because then it's going to be, at least in my opinion, my assumption is you're going to go back to that because all that endogenous hormones and crap can affect that. So just stay natural. Just do it naturally and do it for fun. So my goal is to do it naturally, get onto a bodybuilding stage in 2025 and, compete. And also my biggest desire is to do this social media thing. I don't just want to talk at you guys on a camera, talk about, mental health, physical health, whatever, gym this, or like what I'm doing now, suicide awareness. I don't just want to do these videos. I would love, it is my dream to actually be able to be in a position in life where I can physically do something with you guys or with the people who deal with this, right? Whether it be some kind of like meet up at a park where all of us we're barbecue and having a good time, not just hey, let's take pictures and let me lecture you. No, we're humans. I'm human, you're human. We have emotions and stuff like that. I want to be able to get to the point in life where, yes, I can make these videos to reach more people, especially the ones who, like, let's say I make an event and they can't come to the event, but I can still reach you where you're at. But for those who can come and who are near wherever I'm at the time, can come and we can commune. We can, you know what I mean? We can harmonize together and, get a sense of peace and joy. There's a lot that I want to do, which, I can't do now, but that's my ultimate goal, right? That's my ultimate goal. Now, wait. There was like a plane flying over and it was mad loud. You probably might be able to still hear it a little bit in the distance, but so yeah, I want to be able to help out people physically, mentally, and spiritually. I hold the faith in God and stuff like that. So I would love, and I wouldn't mind, getting together with people, whether it be online or in person, and we just, talk about God or go to the gym and, we work out some rage, work out some frustration, have a good time, mentally help people by listening to them, giving them some advice that I believe would help, especially if I've been through that particular situation. I am 25 years old right now, and I've been through a lot, unfortunately, and it's nothing to brag about. Like, realistically, sometimes I do look back and I'm like, I don't really like the way my life was, but I appreciate the way my life was because it made me who I am today, right? if that makes sense to you guys. So sometimes these situations, you look at it and it's like, man, this is a horrible situation, but you do what you can do with the knowledge you have, with the you like tools that you have, or reach out to somebody to help you, whatever you can do to make it through the situation and become stronger because of it, and take that knowledge that you gain from making it out of that situation to go help someone else. And that's the whole goal, and that's the whole like community type of deal that I am working to build now. Now obviously I really do like fitness. When I got into it, have like harder because of, after the whole thing, I love it. I really love it. The constant progress in the gym, it's a dopamine that I love, right? And then even just going to the gym and lifting, and it's peaceful. It's something that clears my mind to the max. So if you're going through it, look for that dopamine in your life. You don't even have to, I still think you should physically increase your health and strength and well-being. I think that is extremely important. I think it's extremely important. So I do advocate for everybody to engage into some level of physical activity at least once or twice, a couple times a week, because I do think it's super, super, super important. So the last thing I want to leave you guys with is this. I want you guys to be better than me, right? If I can do it, you can do it. If I can go through extreme depression, anxiety, and suicide attempts, if I can make it through all of that, you can too. Be better than me.